Hey English learners! Welcome back to English Storytime Tales, your friendly place to learn English through real-life conversations, simple words, and everyday stories. Here, learning English feels natural, not stressful.
Hi, everyone. We're so happy you're here today. Whether you're listening in the morning, during your commute, or before bed, thank you for spending this time with us.
By the way, Lily, how are you today?
Honestly, a little busy, but excited. Talking here and learning English together always gives me energy.
Same here. And that's perfect, because today's episode is something you probably feel more often than you want to admit.
Yes, today we're talking about those moments when English feels too hard. When you feel tired, frustrated, or maybe even ready to give up.
And if you're listening right now thinking, yes, that's me, please know you're not weak.
You're human. Every English learner, every successful speaker has felt this way.
Actually, Lily, can I share something honest?
Of course. Go ahead.
Not long ago, I was studying something new, not English, just a different skill. And I remember staring at the page thinking, I can't do this. This is too hard.
That feeling is heavy.
I felt small, like everyone else was smarter, like maybe this wasn't for me.
And I know many listeners feel exactly that way with English. You open a book, you listen to a podcast, and your brain says, nope, too much.
Yes, your brain just closes the door, like, sorry, come back tomorrow.
Exactly. And then you feel guilty.
But here's something very important, friends. Feeling frustrated does not mean you're failing.
It often means your brain is learning.
Think about exercise. If you lift something very light, it feels easy, but your muscles don't grow.
But when it feels heavy, that's when change happens.
English works the same way. When you don't understand everything, your brain is lifting a heavier weight.
So instead of saying, I'm bad at English, try saying, my brain is growing.
That small change can change everything.
And if today feels hard, please stay with us. You don't need to understand every word. Just listen.
Because you're not alone, and you're doing better than you think.
You know, Sam, when you said, my brain is growing, it made me think about something.
Tell me.
I think many learners believe that if learning feels hard, they're doing something wrong. But maybe hard is actually normal.
Yes, hard is not a problem. Hard is a sign you're stretching.
It's kind of funny, right? When something is easy, we say, oh, I'm not learning anything. But when it's hard, we say, oh no, I should stop.
Yes, our brains are very dramatic.
So dramatic. Like one difficult sentence and the brain says, this is impossible, give up immediately.
Yes, cancel the dream, delete the app, move to the mountains.
Exactly.
But here's something important I want everyone listening to hear. You don't need to feel confident to continue.
You only need to continue while feeling unsure.
Confidence doesn't come first. Confidence comes later, after many small tries.
I really want listeners to hear this. You are not waiting for confidence. You are building it.
Let me ask you something, Lily. Do you remember a time when English felt overwhelming for you?
Oh, yes, very clearly. I remember sitting with a notebook, trying to memorize vocabulary, and after 10 minutes, my head felt full.
That tired feeling.
Yes, I felt slow. I felt behind.
What did you do?
Honestly, I closed the notebook. I made some tea, and I told myself, today is not a big day. That's okay.
That's powerful.
I didn't quit. I just rested.
That difference matters. Resting is not quitting.
Sometimes learners think, if I stop today, I've failed. But stopping forever is quitting. Stopping for one day is resting.
It's like walking in the rain. You don't run, you don't stop, you just keep moving.
Even small steps count as movement.
Let's talk about time, because many listeners say, I don't have time for English.
Yes, work, family, stress.
Here's a secret. You don't need an hour. You need consistency.
5 minutes of English is better than 0 minutes.
5 minutes while brushing your teeth, 5 minutes while walking, 5 minutes before bed.
5 minutes still tells your brain, I care.
And when your brain hears that every day, it slowly starts to believe.
If today feels heavy, stay with us. You're exactly where you need to be.
You know, Lily, sometimes I think learners believe they are the only ones who feel this tired. Like everyone else is moving forward and they're standing still.
Yes, that feeling can be very lonely.
But the truth is, almost every English learner has felt exactly this way, even the confident speakers.
Even the confident ones.
Yes, confidence usually comes after many quiet struggles, not before.
That makes me think, maybe confidence isn't loud.
Exactly. Confidence is often very quiet.
Like showing up again, even when no one is watching.
Yes, especially then.
I remember a time when I didn't want to speak English at all. Not because I didn't know the words, but because I was afraid of sounding silly.
That fear is very real.
I would prepare sentences in my head, but when the moment came, my mouth stayed closed.
And that doesn't mean you were weak.
I know that now, but at that time, I thought something was wrong with me.
Nothing was wrong. You were learning.
Learning is messy. It's not a straight line.
It's more like a path through a forest. Sometimes clear, sometimes confusing.
Sometimes you stop and look around.
And that pause is part of the journey.
If you're listening right now and feeling slow, you are not falling behind.
You are exactly where your learning needs you to be.
You don't need to rush. English is not running away from you.
English will wait. It's very patient.
Yes, English is not angry with you.
It doesn't judge you. It simply waits for the next small step.
And today, just listening is already a step.
Sometimes growth looks quiet. No big results, no applause.
But quiet growth is still growth.
One day, you will look back and realize these small moments were building something strong.
Something that lasts.
So for now, just stay with us. Breathe. Listen.
You're doing better than you think.
You know, Lily, after we talked about quiet growth, I started thinking about something. Why do we believe progress has to feel big to be real?
That's a good question. Maybe because we see big results online?
Yes, we see before and after, but never the middle.
And the middle is where most people live.
Exactly. The middle feels slow, messy, uncertain.
And sometimes boring.
Yes, very boring.
I remember when I was learning English, there were weeks when nothing exciting happened. No big wow moment.
Just showing up.
Yes, listening, repeating, making mistakes.
That's progress.
But at the time, it didn't feel like progress.
Progress often feels invisible while it's happening.
If you're listening right now and thinking, I'm not improving, please hear this.
Improvement is not a feeling, it's a process.
Some days you feel confident, some days you feel stuck.
Both days count,
Even the tired days?
especially the tired days.
Why especially those?
Because on tired days, you're learning something important. You're learning how to continue without motivation.
And that builds trust with yourself.
Yes, you start believing, I don't need perfect conditions to grow.
That belief is very powerful.
Once you believe that, English stops feeling like a test. It starts feeling like a companion.
Walking with you, at your pace.
No pressure, no race.
Just one sentence at a time.
And that's enough.
More than enough.
When learners understand this, they stop asking, Am I good enough? And start asking, what's my next small step?
That question feels lighter.
Because it moves you forward without fear. You know, Lily, sometimes I think learners believe there is a right feeling for learning English.
What do you mean?
They think learning should feel exciting every day, or clear, or confident.
Ah, like a perfect movie montage.
Exactly. But real learning doesn't look like that.
Most days feel ordinary.
And ordinary days are where real change happens.
If you're listening and today feels boring, that doesn't mean you're failing.
It means you're consistent.
Consistency is quiet.
Very quiet, but very strong.
I remember a time when I felt stuck for months. No new words stayed in my head. I thought, what's wrong with me? Why am I so slow?
Nothing was wrong.
Yes, my brain was resting.
Learning is like breathing. You don't notice every breath, but it keeps you alive.
That's beautiful.
Some days you inhale new words, some days you just breathe.
Both are part of learning.
Exactly.
So if today you only listened, that's enough.
Listening builds understanding. Understanding builds confidence.
And confidence builds courage.
Yes.
Many learners think they need confidence to speak, but confidence comes after you speak.
That's unfair, but true. You don't wait to feel ready. You grow into readiness.
Like learning to walk.
You fall. You wobble. You stand again.
And no one says you failed.
They say try again.
English deserves the same kindness.
And so do you.
If your progress feels slow, it doesn't mean you're behind.
It means you're learning in a real way.
And real learning lasts.
You know, Lily, sometimes I think we forget how much we actually do in one day.
What do you mean?
We say, I didn't practice English today. But then you listened to a song. You read one message. You understood one sentence.
Oh, that counts.
It all counts.
So even when I watch a movie and only understand 5 words?
Especially then.
Wow, I feel much better already.
That's the thing. When you change how you see effort, effort feels lighter.
Yesterday, I was so tired. I didn't want to study at all. But I still listened to 5 minutes of English. Just 5.
That's a win.
Really?
Yes, because you didn't stop.
I like that.
Stopping is not resting, and resting is not quitting.
So lying on the couch listening to English is allowed?
Very allowed.
What about learning English while eating snacks?
That might be the best method.
I knew it.
Jokes aside, these small moments matter.
They slowly build trust with yourself.
Yes, you start thinking, I show up.
And that feeling stays.
One day, you notice something strange.
What?
English doesn't scare you the same way,
It feels familiar.
like an old friend.
And that's when learners realize they were growing the whole time.
Even on the quiet days.
Especially on the quiet days.
And once you understand that, learning stops feeling heavy.
It starts feeling possible.
Very possible. You know, Lily, there's something we haven't talked about yet.
What is it?
The quiet moments.
The quiet moments?
Yes, the moments when you don't speak.
Oh,
Many learners think silence means failure, but that's not true.
I remember being in a room, everyone talking in English, and I stayed quiet. Not because I had nothing to say, but because I was thinking.
That thinking, that's not weakness.
It's preparation.
Exactly.
I used to go home and think, I was too quiet today.
But really, you were listening.
Yes.
Listening is not passive. It's active learning.
Your brain is working quietly, connecting sounds and meaning.
Like a computer loading, but in a very smart way.
Ah, yes, the spinning wheel of English.
Exactly.
Sometimes silence protects us too.
How?
When you don't feel ready, silence gives you space.
And space is where confidence grows.
If you're listening right now and you often feel quiet in English,
You're not broken. You're learning.
and you don't need to rush.
Speaking comes from safety, not pressure.
When you feel safe, words come naturally.
And once you understand silence, you stop fighting yourself.
You start working with yourself.
That changes everything. Lily, do you know something interesting?
What?
Native speakers, they use silence all the time.
Really?
Yes, but no one teaches that.
That's true.
When native speakers pause, they're not stuck.
They're thinking.
Exactly.
I remember my first job interview in English. Every pause felt dangerous. I thought, if I stop talking, they'll think I'm stupid.
But what actually happened?
They waited. Calmly.
Because silence is normal.
Yes. And after that, my words came out better.
Silence gives your brain space. Space makes English clearer.
So, pauses are not the enemy?
No, they're your secret helper.
I love that.
Let's make this practical.
Okay.
When you speak, you don't need to rush,
You can pause.
even for 1 second.
That second belongs to me.
Yes, it's your thinking space.
That feels safe.
And safety builds confidence.
If you're listening and you're quiet in English, that doesn't mean you're behind.
It means you're thoughtful.
And thoughtful speakers become strong speakers.
Once you accept silence, you stop fearing English.
You start trusting yourself.
And that trust changes everything. You know, Lily, something changes when silence and small words work together.
Small words?
Yeah, words like, kind of, I mean.
Oh, those words.
The words everyone uses, but learners think they're not allowed to.
I used to think fillers were mistakes. Like, if I said I failed.
But natives use them constantly.
So when I pause and say, I'm not wrong,
You're human.
that feels really comforting.
Let me tell you a funny story.
Oh no.
The first time I spoke English in public, I tried to sound perfect. No pauses, no fillers, no breathing.
That sounds stressful already.
I spoke so fast, I forgot my own sentence. My brain just left the room.
I know that feeling.
Then a native speaker told me, just pause. Say, it's okay.
And that changed everything.
Yes, my English became slower, but stronger.
If you're listening right now and you feel pressure to sound perfect,
Please hear this.
English is not a test.
It's a conversation.
And conversations breathe.
Silence, fillers, small pauses, they're all part of real English.
I think listeners need to hear this.
Yes, because no one ever says you're allowed to be slow.
But you are.
When you stop fighting English, English starts working with you.
And that's when speaking feels lighter.
Once you feel that, you're ready for something new.
Something practical.
Something you can try very soon. You know, Lily, something really important happens when people stop just listening and start trusting their own voice.
Yes. And that moment is very quiet.
Quiet?
Yeah, it's not loud. It's the moment when someone thinks, maybe I can try.
I love that. Not I'm fluent, not I'm perfect, just I can try.
That sentence alone feels brave.
Can I share something honest?
Always.
The first time I spoke English out loud to a stranger, my hands were shaking.
Oh, wow.
I practiced the sentence in my head about 50 times, and when it was time to speak, I forgot the sentence completely.
Of course.
I just smiled, said, and pointed.
Pointing is universal English.
But something interesting happened. The other person waited.
They didn't rush you.
Exactly. They smiled, they gave me space.
That's real conversation.
If you're listening right now and you're afraid to speak, please remember this.
Most people are kinder than your fear.
And your accent, your pauses, your fillers, they don't make you weak.
They make you real.
And when people feel you're real, they listen,
I think our listeners are ready.
ready to speak without waiting for perfection.
Ready to use English the way it's really used.
Once you accept that, something changes inside,
You stop hiding.
and you start showing up.
And that feeling, it grows.
Let's stay with that feeling. There's more to build on it. You know what I keep thinking about? How many people listening right now already speak more English than they believe?
Yes, and they don't see it.
They say, I'm still a beginner, but beginners don't understand podcasts.
Exactly. Beginners don't listen for this long.
Beginners don't stay when there's no grammar chart.
True. They're already doing something brave.
If you're still here with us, you're not trying English. You're living in it.
And living in a language is very different from studying it.
Can I ask you something, Lily?
Of course.
Do you remember the first time you spoke English without planning the sentence?
Oh, yes. It was a mess.
The best kind.
I mixed tenses, forgot words, and said, every 2 seconds.
So you spoke like a native.
Exactly.
That's something we don't say enough. Real English is not clean.
It's full of pauses, fillers, little mistakes.
And none of those mean you're doing it wrong.
They mean you're thinking in English.
Most fear comes from one idea. I must sound perfect.
But conversation doesn't ask for perfection.
It asks for presence.
For listening, for responding.
I once had a full conversation where I forgot the word spoon.
Oh no.
I said, the small metal thing for soup.
That's perfect English.
And they understood me. That's the goal.
Communication.
You don't need to sound smart. You just need to be clear enough.
And kind to yourself while speaking.
Something shifts when people realize this. They stop hiding.
And they start stepping forward.
That's where confidence grows. Not loudly, but steadily.
And once that confidence is there, something new becomes possible.
Let's stay with this feeling. There's one more layer to uncover. You know, I feel like something changes right here.
Yeah? What do you mean?
This moment when listening quietly turns into wanting to speak.
That moment feels scary, but also exciting.
Yes, and here's something important. You don't need to speak perfectly to be a speaker.
You just need to speak honestly.
Even if your sentence is slow, even if you pause, even if you say, how do I say this?
Which, by the way, native speakers say all the time.
Sometimes more than learners.
Yes, I hear it every day.
If you're listening right now and thinking, I'm still not ready to speak, I want you to hear this clearly.
You are more ready than you think.
Readiness doesn't arrive first. Action creates readiness.
Confidence comes after speaking, not before.
I remember the first time I spoke English out loud alone, not to a person, just to myself.
Oh, mirror talk?
Yes, and it felt strange.
But powerful.
Because that was the first time English wasn't just in my head, it became a voice.
That's a big moment.
And that's what today's about. Not pressure, just a small step forward.
Which brings us to something very simple.
A small challenge.
Nothing scary, nothing perfect.
Just one moment today where you use English.
Say one sentence about your day in English, or talk to yourself, or write one comment.
That's it. That's the win.
And when you do it, you're no longer just a listener.
You're a speaker. All right, friends, that brings us to the end of today's episode of English Storytime Tales. If you listened all the way till now, great job. That already means you're taking your English learning seriously.
Yes, well done. Today, you practiced real, everyday English. Simple sentences, useful expressions, and natural conversation.
If you enjoyed this episode or learned something new, please take a moment to give it a like. It really helps us a lot and tells us we're creating the right kind of content for you.
And don't forget to subscribe to English Storytime Tales. When you subscribe and like, it really helps us keep making more episodes like this. Episodes that help you feel confident, comfortable, and excited about your English learning journey.
Now it's time for today's comment task. In the comments, write one sentence about your day in English, or tell us which country you're listening from.
And here's something fun. What topic should we talk about next? Daily life, work, travel, friends, feelings. Your idea might become our next episode.
Here's today's small challenge. Try to use one new word or sentence from this episode today, at home, at work, or even talking to yourself.
Then come back and comment, I completed the challenge. We read your comments, and they inspire other learners too.
To learn English takes time, but you're growing every day.
Keep listening, keep practicing, and believe in yourself.
Thanks for learning with us, and we'll see you in the next episode of English Storytime Tales. Goodbye, Lily.
Bye, Sam, and have a wonderful day, listeners.